Hello, job seekers, and welcome back to my channel. I am Cheryl, and this is Careers Loading. And today I just want to talk a little bit about interviews because, a lot of times we get to that point where our resume has been accepted, it's been looked at, and now the hiring manager, our recruiter, has pulled out names and they've invited us to interview, right? And I just wanted to share a few tips with you guys on how to do exceedingly well in an interview. Because I know a lot of times you think, well, they posted the job, they pulled my resume. What else could they possibly need to know? Like, why are they talking to me in person? Because your resume cannot tell them certain things about you, like, are you quick on your feet? Do you have critical thinking skills? Can you pull relevant examples from previous jobs that you've done to show this company that you are indeed the candidate that they're looking for. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of information on how to put yourself ahead of the crowd, how to reduce the nervousness that you feel when you're sitting across from a decision maker, because that's all it is. You're trying to give your pitch to get this particular job. Well, there are three main types of interviews that you could possibly go through. One method is called the STAR method, where they'll give you a particular scenario to see how best you answer it. In those type of interviews, they're trying to test your knowledge and see how well you are with critical thinking, how well you are with answering those questions, how quick you are on your feet. And they're looking for you to give them some quantitative information, some heavy information that you have from previous jobs, so that they can know how best to score you, because you are going up against other applicants. In those scenarios, you need to be prepared to answer their questions. Okay, let's say if you had a particular situation, how do you balance competing priorities? You have two deadlines due. Like, how do you decide which one's more important? How do you make these how do you meet all of your obligations? Basically, that's a time management question. So understanding what they're asking you prior to them asking you will allow you time to practice and prepare yourself for these types of questions. Another good question on the STAR method is something like, how did you handle working with someone who has a different personality style than your own? They're trying to figure out how you handle conflict. How do you handle other personalities at work that may clash with your own personality? Because we know it's going to happen. It's happened on previous jobs. It's probably happening on your current job right now. And you can look for it to happen in the future. So how do you handle conflict? How do you handle conflict? Something that you need to consider. Another type of interview style is like informational. And informational is like my favorite type of interview because it's so easy. I'm basically trying to get to know you. I want to know if you can explain the skills on your resume to me, your previous work experience, and if you fit the job that I have open. And that's the type of comparison type of interview, because once I get that information from you, I'm comparing that information against the other candidates who have applied for this job. So based on the scoring, yes, all interviews are scored because we're trying to rank the most valuable candidate to the least. So like those interviews just aren't there to just to be there, I guess is what I'm trying to get around to. Those interviews are scored so we can see who best fits the particular job. And then we have another type of interview style, which is one I never really use personally, but it is one that tests like your thinking skills, your critical thinking skills, your math skills, your analytical skills, your problem solving skills. That's a really complicated one, and I would really encourage you to go online, go on Google, do some research, pull up some interview questions prior to your interview and practice them in the mirror on yourself. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, it works. All right, get a friend and have the friend ask you those questions and practice actually giving an answer back. Okay? Also, know your resume well enough that you can regurgitate that information on a whim. I mean, of course, it's your resume. You should know what you've done in your past work experience to get you to this point where you're sitting in front of a decision maker, hopefully for your dream job. This video is not going to be a long video. If you want to know more about interviews, different interview styles, interview questions, and things of that nature, I do have a book out. You don't have to purchase it by any means necessary. Trust me, Google will give you the information you need. But if you want some concise questions that I know will be asked, it's a pretty standard version of being asked in many interviews. I encourage you to check out Resumes That Pop, How to Craft a Resume for Applicant Tracking Systems. It will be in the link below, in the description box below. This video is short. I tried to do this video outside because earlier the sun was out, but by the time I got to the lakefront, the wind was blowing. It was just noisy and high, and I may put some clips at the end so you can see me looking crazy out on the lakefront trying to test for the sound. But anyway, if you watched this all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please share it with a friend. Please share it with someone who may have an interview coming up, who is job hunting, who may need these tips, whatever the case may be. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful, beautiful day. Bye. All right, so this is just a test video so we can see how the sound sounds and see if the wind is picking up or if it's too windy sounding out here. So let's see.